Shalom saudara, salam jumpa kembali buat saudara semua. Dan hari ini saya akan memperlihatkan kepada saudara sebuah video di mana pertobatan anak pemimpin Hamas, ya, namanya Mus'ab Hasan Yosef, yang telah menjadi percaya dan menjadi orang Kristen. Ya, ini video lama tetapi tidak apa-apa. Saya perlihatkan kepada saudara untuk membuat keyakinan kita bahwa iman di dalam Yesus Kristus adalah iman yang sempurna, dan kita mengambil langkah dan keputusan percaya kepada Dia itu sebagai anugerah dan tetap mempertahankan iman kita, saudaraku. Mari kita langsung lihat videonya. Video ini khusus untuk membangun iman buat saudara seiman. Tuhan memberkati saudara semua.
You met with your father since your commitment to Christ, is this correct?
Yes, my relationship with my father is very special. He's a very special man, and please to pray for him, and please not to think about those guys are victims. We cannot ignore the good side of that culture, the good side of those humans. I say that Muslims have moralities, have logics, have responsibility more than their God. And my father is a great man, and I told him several times after my conversion, especially publicly, I told him, how come you have moralities more than your God? Your God is asking you simply to kill me. Why don't you kill me? Why are you still talking to me? Do you have moralities more than your God? And I'm telling you that the most terrorist criminal Muslim has a minimum amount of morality more than the God of the Quran. So my relationship to my father is very strong, and I know that he disowned me. He had no other choice. Yeah. On the phone, 2 days before he disowned me, he told me this is not an option. And when the book came out and became a global story, there was lots of pressure on him. So are you partnering with your son in this, or want to protect your family? And my father in prison now. He's an Israeli prison. He has 6-year sentence. I think he has 1 more year left, and to spend in jail. And my family is outside. They don't have his protection. And participating with me, this means that death sentence on my entire family, and he had no other option. But I know his heart, and I know that he's closer to God. Once I told him that you are closer to Jesus Christ more than you think, more than you imagine, and you're far more than you imagine from Islam. So I believe that one day with his heart he will come to know the Lord, to know the truth, or at least to know that the God of Islam doesn't exist. He only exists in people's minds, and he's not more than ignorant, selfish, terrorist God.
You've taken a courageous stand, Mus'ab, to say these things publicly and to say whoever will hear these things. And I pray that God will use you to speak to many people, that they would come to realize that no one is beyond the reach of God. You know, sometimes we think, well, that person would never come to faith in Christ. I mean, think of Saul of Tarsus, who was murdering Christians, and he was doing it in the name of God, in the name of his beliefs. But of course, on the Damascus Road, not far from where you yourself came to faith in Jesus, Saul of Tarsus, the notorious Christian killer, later became the great Apostle Paul. And I would pray for you, Mus'ab, that God would use you to not only speak to your own people, but to everyone, because, you know, this isn't just about people who are Jewish or Arab or from the West. Everybody needs Jesus Christ. Don't you think he is the answer for everybody, not beyond all these issues? And you think about this amazing crew of people we have, where we have Joel Rosenberg, a Jewish individual who's put his faith in Jesus. We have Skip Heitz, a German who's put his faith in Jesus. And I saw the German Christian and the Jewish Christian giving each other a big hug. We have General Jerry Boykin that used to hunt down people like you used to be. And I saw him shake your hand, and here we have you. And here's the good thing in Christ: there's neither bond nor free, Jew nor Greek, Palestinian or Israeli. We're one in Jesus, you know? And many of your family have disowned you over there in where you were living there, but here we embrace you as our brother in Christ, and you're part of the family of God. So that's what really matters. So Mus'ab, when we when we come into we have more and more Muslims moving into the United States today. And I think sometimes we wonder what's happening, because I think in the name of freedom of religion and freedom of choice, we don't want to be judgmental in our mind. I'm speaking more of the secular mindset of your average American. Well, we don't want to tell them, impose our beliefs on them, and so we see them coming with their culture, we see them coming with their ideas, and we want to be accepting, but they have a different agenda.